Hi, everybody. Lindsay Wilson here from Positive Performance and the Mindset Coach Academy. And today we're talking to Trisha Kroll, who is one of our mindset coaching soon-to-be graduates in the certification program. Trisha, how are you?
Good.
Good. So as we talked about earlier, one of our big principles through the certification is the first life you change is your own. And, I think with that in mind, really talking about your transformation in the last 3.5 to 4 months, where you started and really where you are now.
Well, where I started, I think, was a floundering mindset coach. I played Division I volleyball, knew the importance of it, knew that I needed to change my mindset, but didn't know how to do that and then how to help other people. And so the last 20 years I've just spent, I think, floundering, going from book to book, but not really knowing what was the most efficient way to help my athletes. I mean, I remember 3 years ago when I think it was 3 years ago, the first athlete asked if I'd meet with her. And I remember sitting there just looking at her like, what am I supposed to do with you?
Yeah.
But I got better and better, but I didn't know if I was really helping. And so through this process, it has just been so confirming to me, one, the value and importance of mindset coaching, two, reiterating how important that I start with myself first and kind of know where I'm going, because I think I've just been so reactive and not proactive about this is a passion that I have. I know that I can help people. This is the system, because they say you don't rise the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And I guess my systems were not as efficient. And then I questioned them all the time. And then when I heard you confirm, like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that. This is a valuable thing. So I think it was just confirmation that I'm on the right track, that I have value that I can provide for people, and then equipping so much. And this is some systems that are going to help me not spend as much time kind of spinning my wheels and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I love that, because there was plenty of people in the there's kind of like three groups of people, right? There's the people that like thought they were just going to apply it to their existing athletes and ended up wanting to start a business. There are people that didn't have a business and wanted to start it, and so they've done that. And then there's people like you that you were already a mindset coach. You were already charging people for your services. But tell me where you're at now as far as not only your confidence, but just where you feel like with your business after, having one before, but now having, a different level of belief about it.
Well, one, I was way undercharging. Holy cow, way undercharging. But also just, I feel like I understand the steps, because I have a rickety website that wouldn't attract very many people. So understanding the importance of a website and an online intake form and the online calendar, like scheduling events, scheduling one-on-ones, all of the different systems that you have are just like, to me, amazing. The 3-session outline, just organizing what I would do and where it would go. And then just what you talked about, because I think I have just been like doing fixes for people more than really getting them to buy into transformation. I think kids come to me in emergencies, and I'm like trying to put out fires with them, but not really getting, like, when you talk about value-based pricing and transformation that happens and getting people to buy into that, like, to me, that just opens why I could charge more and how valuable my services would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I hear you just sort of embodying that, right? I mean, anybody can tell you to raise your prices, but like now you have that sort of backbone. And I think also what really excites me about your journey too is that you've learned to trust yourself too. Like, you've added new things. Sure, we all do all the time, but like you've also kind of come back to like, well, this is how I can apply, but this is my message and this is my systems and this is how I do it. And that makes me really happy too. How does that feel for you?
Yeah, it as I'm going through it and I'm hearing the different coaches, I think, that's a good point, but this is this is how I would interpret that, or how I would deliver that with it, because I think we're all different. We all have different backgrounds. And so I've been more, I think, confirmed that, man, I really do have value I can give people. And this is how I would tweak this a little bit different to feel true to who I am and kind of what my perspective on that is. But like I said before, I have a hard time creating things from scratch. And so I need those ideas and those confirmations and those, I think, just reiterations of, yes, you're doing this right. And you're doing a good job, but you can do a better job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your Facebook Live video the other week, I mean, like that was just, I mean, not only are you a great speaker, but like your ability to teach, and you had an athlete on with you, like it was so natural. And it's like, you know, for you to finally step into that, I mean, you know, for most people in the group, they've been hiding, right? And it's like, you have this value and this gift that you can now share with the world. And that makes me so excited for you, you know, I think that's just so awesome.
Yes, I am too. And I'm excited about, the lives that I can touch even more, and then just being able to benefit my family by being able to charge money. So, you know, like more substantially. So, yeah.
I mean, you're a busy mom, you're a volleyball coach. Like, what is that going to mean for you? And what does that look like is from a business perspective?
I think it's going to streamline some things, because I think the scatteredness of what I've been doing, just because I'll go back and forth texting with somebody 10 times to make an appointment, where now you gave us that system of making appointments. So I think that's going to streamline some things. Mm-hmm. I think the value-based pricing will have me be working with athletes that really want to change versus just the next fire to put out type thing. So I think it'll kind of narrow who I work with a little bit more. And help me market myself in that and stay in my wheelhouse a little bit more, because I think that there's been times I've agreed to work with people that probably hasn't been beneficial either way. So I think that just having that confirmation of who our ideal client is and kind of going after that, I think has been really helpful too. So just overall, just shoring up what I do.
Yeah. And I know we're switching pricing models. You used to do hourly, now you're going to do value-based. But if you can sort of, in a nutshell, what do you think sort of what your prices have increased? Like doubled, tripled? I know it's a little hard because it's apples and oranges as far as the packages you're offering, but.
Yeah, I would say, I would probably originally double it. For sure. And then, because I mean, I would give them books and lots of materials, and man, I just wasn't making much money. So double it and put it more of in a package, I think. And eventually, I think when I have all the kinks worked out, I'd probably triple it.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Okay, last question. And I just love asking this question just because it's so interesting. Again, we're talking about your transformation as a person first, and then, you know, taking that message to your coaches or to your clients as a coach. What have the people around you noticed about your transformation in the last few months, like your husband or, you know, the people that really know and love you and are around you the most? Have they said anything, or have they noticed anything, or what would they say?
Well, I think my boys are I have 5 children, and I have 3 of my boys are competitive athletes, and one is in the midst of recruiting. And so we've been traveling the country really. And you're like, Mom, can you do that visualization for me? He just, I think is really, they'll call me from different places. So that's been really valuable. And I think the clients that I've been working with have seen the increase in value. And I think just kind of my people around me, I don't know if you would say respecting me more, but like seeking more wisdom from me in this area, feeling a little bit more like an expert in this area, and feeling more like, I think my husband would say, more kind of driven and mission driven and focused in the direction that I want to go.
And how does that feel for you? I mean, you probably knew that was where you should be in the future, right? But what does it feel like to actually step into that and feel what you sort of probably wanted for a while?
I think it feels really empowering to know that I have a gift to give and then have a system where I can deliver that. Like instead of just feeling kind of scattered and hopeless, but more empowering to say, man, I can do this. I, I have something that people need and I have a way to deliver it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty empowering.
Cool. Well, Trisha, the sky is the limit. I can't wait to see what you accomplish. I mean, it's only been 3.5 months. So there's big things. And I know you've had a lot of craziness going on in your life personally too. So like the next little bit is going to be awesome for you. And I can't wait to watch and support you in that.
Thank you, Lindsay, very much. It's been an awesome, way more than I ever hoped or imagined I have gotten out of this program. Like I didn't know what I was getting out of it. And every week I'd go to my husband like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
Oh.
So worth the money. I was really hesitant at first with, gosh, can we afford this? Should I do this? Oh, so grateful.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy. All right, cool. Let's keep it going.